Should we?
Do you think it's too soon?
I don't know.
I think we should. I mean, why not?
Okay, but we can't get upset if it's negative.
Alicia and I had been trying to get pregnant for a few months with no luck. It was becoming clear that events of this nature rarely happen according to a set plan. We reminded ourselves that things take time. The doctor said a year or more was common.
Okay, we are supposed to wait for 3 minutes. But I don't think we have to.
Really?
You're not gonna touch anything, are you?
No. Our first appointment went as expected, and we got to see our little blob for the first time. The doctor had an interesting observation.
You don't have a history of twins in your family, do you? It looks like you tried to ovulate from both ovaries, but I only see one baby.
Despite the shock the doctor gave us, the first appointment went well. Our pregnancy was now officially confirmed, and although we didn't hear a heartbeat or see much more than a grayish mass, we were ecstatic. Alicia was so happy she wasn't even upset for the first of many blood withdrawals.
I don't feel very good. Morning sickness is, in my opinion, one of the worst named side effects in the history of modern medicine. It should be called forever sickness. What started off as a general queasy feeling, I don't feel too well, turned into something much worse. Stop the car. Why are you doing this to me?
I'm just driving.
Well, you can choose less bumpy roads.
We decided to try out a variety of ways recommended via the internet to put a stop to, or at least help, with all the sickness. We tried out all manner of peppermint products ranging from teas, gum, to aromatherapy oils to saturate the room in pure peppermint scents. We went so far as to try these strange acupressure wristbands often used to help with seasickness. You really think those things are going to help?
Trust me, you would try them too if you felt like this.
For a time, these techniques provided some comfort, that is, until the aversions began. Alicia soon discovered the mere hint of anything peppermint related would send her into an instantaneous vomit. All mint foods and scents were banned from the house.
What's in your mouth?
Nothing. We even had to switch out our toothpaste.
In the end, the only thing that really helped with morning sickness was drinking plenty of fluids and snacking on small amounts of food all throughout the day and night.
Along with the sickness, other pregnancy side effects began to crop up. As the days went by, Alicia became increasingly emotional.
Look at this card, it's so sweet.
Are you watching Babies again?
Yeah.
I'm going to head to the grocery store.
Okay.
Hello?
Are you okay? When are you coming home?
I've only been gone 20 minutes, sweetheart. I'll be home soon. I'm home!
I was worried something terrible had happened to you. Okay, the blood work came back and I think I might have some big news for you two. Your HCG levels were high, which sometimes means twins, so let's take a look. Well, it appears that there's 2 gestational sacs, but I'm still only seeing 1 baby. So, no twins. Nope, but your body tried. Do you want to hear your baby's heartbeat?
There's little that could prepare you for moments like this, and like Alicia, I was finding myself becoming increasingly emotional.
Should we?
Yeah, I feel comfortable with this.
Me too. Okay, here it goes. I thought morning sickness was supposed to end around this time, but apparently not for me. New symptoms were beginning to show, not the least of which was back pain. I have to throw up again. I also developed an aversion to water. The only way I could hold down fluids was if they were flavored in some way. My go-to drink was water with a twist of lemon.
Due to Alicia's severe nausea, the task fell to me to keep the house in working order. I soon developed a skill for multitasking I never knew I had. I eventually reached a state of calm preparedness I came to think of as the Zen of Dad. I began to feel a sense that I had everything under control, and more so, I was becoming ready for the responsibilities of parenthood.
You're so good to me.
I am the water that flows with the tide.
What did you say?
Nothing.
About 2 weeks into the 2nd trimester, my morning sickness began to go away. I had resolved myself to the possibility of never feeling good again, and this newfound vitality allowed me to enjoy my pregnancy physically as well as emotionally. We were getting close to the halfway mark, and the fast approaching anatomy scan where we would finally be able to tell the sex. Anxious to find out, we took to the internet to try out some old wives' tales. The first test involved urinating on baking soda. If it fizzed, it signaled a boy, and no fizz meant a girl. Ours didn't fizz. Next was the acne test. If a woman has acne, it's a girl. If not, then a boy. 1 point for boy. The key test supposes if a pregnant woman is offered a key and grabs it from the narrow end, she's having a girl. I grabbed narrow. The Mayan gender test has the mother's age at conception added to the year of conception. Even means girl, odd is a boy. If your baby has a heartbeat of 140 or above, it's a girl. 1 more point for girl. The extreme morning sickness test says if you have it past the 1st trimester, it's a girl. I don't think I have to tell you how that one turned out. Here's an odd one. If you hang a ring from a string and it swings in a circle, you're having a boy. If it swings back and forth, then it's a girl. Ours swung back and forth. Finally, there's the go-to test involving how you carry. If you carry high, it's a girl, and low, it's a boy. In the end, we scored 2 for boy and 5 for girl.
At 13 weeks, we went in for our third ultrasound scan in order to run a few standard tests on the baby. We were told it would be too early to get a definitive answer on what the sex would be, but asked the doctor to give a guess. She guessed girl. We were told not to get too excited, as it was still a little early. At around 15 weeks, our little girl was the size of an orange, according to the baby fruit chart. We were very excited and started thinking Alicia was beginning to show.
Someone offered me their seat on the bus. I guess I'm beginning to show. When you're going through something this life-changing, the world around you changes too. We began noticing pregnant women everywhere. Your ears perk up at the mere mention of babies. It was exciting to feel part of the club of moms, as people around me began noticing my belly. Around this time, Eric and I began feeling the nesting impulses kicking in. Shopping at baby stores became a weekly affair.
The world of child rearing has become surprisingly high-tech. We saw children's toys that require smartphones, strollers that can tell you how long you've walked and give you weather updates along the way, baby monitors that send video via Wi-Fi, not to mention the mesmerizing swings that hypnotize every passerby. I was drawn to the children's books as fond memories started rushing back to me. The realization came to me that I was about to be able to introduce someone else to all these fantastic stories. On the other end of the store, Alicia was having similar feelings.
Look at this one! Cute! So cute! Cute!
We flew home with all our new baby stuff, and each week more was collected. Our bedroom was transforming into the baby's room as we selected swatches of color and began to decorate. This was when I went through the rite of passage all fathers-to-be are subjected to, putting together the furniture. Why would they do this to me? Why? Why?
Come here. I just felt her.
Wow.
We had told everyone we knew our baby would be a girl, and were quite sure of it of ourselves. But we couldn't help but feel a slight bit of apprehension as we waited for the ultrasound technician to give us a definite answer. It's a girl. In a few weeks, I was scheduled to spend a month in the Australian Outback as part of fieldwork required for my dissertation. I needed to get approval from my doctor in order to convince the university I was fit for travel. She agreed. If I am careful and smart, I should be fine. I bought my tickets that week.
It was hard to know Alicia would be on the other side of the world and pregnant without me. Nevertheless, we knew well ahead of time that this trip was a possibility, so I had to come to terms with it. Promise me you won't carry anything heavy. And don't overexert yourself. If you need to take a break, let someone know. Also, stay hydrated. I love you.
I love you too. In order to save money on my flights, I ended up flying out of a small airport in Victoria, Texas to the Houston airport. The hopper flight was in a super tiny airplane, and the turbulence had me holding my seat and my lunch. The hour-long flight felt like an eternity, and I vowed I would never put myself through it again. The rest of the flights were long, but uneventful, and I arrived safely in Perth, Australia. After my colleagues and I got over our jet lag, we set off to the wilderness of Western Australia to study lizards. My field of research requires samples from these remote locations, so the convenience and luxuries of modern living were replaced with true primitive camping. My cozy bed turned into a small air mat which sprung a leak the first night. Air conditioning made way for dry heat and flies. And the toilet was replaced with a small shovel. Along the way, there were flat tires, bugs, and sharp foliage, but also quite a bit of natural beauty. Nights were lonely.
On my side of the world, my imagination ran wild with images of Alicia's adventures in the Outback. Occasionally, Alicia was within cell phone range and could text with me. These brief conversations helped ease my mind and made the time go by just a little bit quicker.
Somewhere around the halfway point of my trip, my feet and hands began to swell. One day I looked down at my feet and barely recognized them, they were so big. Work was going very well though, and the daily tasks kept me busy. After a month of camping, it was great to return to Perth. I felt like a real person again and laid down in a nice bed. It was then I noticed it was getting harder to see my toes. Can you bring me my tea? Oh, my bladder. Help me up. The energy I found during the latter half of my second trimester had now given way to feelings of heaviness and exhaustion. Nights became a game of chance and my constant war with acid reflux. This led to some very creative pillow placements.
Can I mention the crazy loud snoring too?
No. There were other surprising things deprived of me due to my state. Hot baths got replaced by lukewarm ones. We should really start forming a birth plan. I also couldn't use any fancy bath products since I heard it was safer to use the gentlest cleansers you can find. That's not to say there weren't perks to having such a large belly. It made for a very interesting conversation starter at the awkward Christmas party we attended.
The third trimester also marked the time where we decided to get serious about preparing for the birth and future as parents. The time had come for the classes. We enrolled in a birthing class that went over all the things you can expect in the hospital we chose, including everything that can go wrong. The class also devoted time to breathing exercises. And there was a prerequisite how to change a diaper lesson. But trust me, it doesn't take long to become an expert in this department. With a head full of knowledge, we were beginning to feel ready for the big day.
We need to write the birth plan out still.
Oh, right.
As the days moved closer and closer on our countdown calendar, I began to feel increasingly anxious. I was ready to get this thing going as my level of discomfort grew with itchy stretch marks, acid reflux, and an obviously giant belly.
Hey, you look like you're ready to pop.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm as big as a freaking whale. Yeah, I was ready.
Our hospital bag was packed with all the essentials, our car seat was ready to go, the nursery was ridiculously close to being complete. Now all we had to do was wait.
And write out our birth plan. Remember? We were days from the expected due date, and I was trying everything I could to get things moving along.
Don't worry, it'll happen soon. Any day now, I suspect.
Yeah, I know.
Good night, honey.
Good night. Eric. Eric.
Yeah, sweetheart?
I think my water just broke. Next time on Life on Paper, the birth.